At the moment, we've got 16,800 people who have signed our petition, which is fantastic.
What's your expectation?
We've got to reach at least 20,000 signatures, doing projects that we can do with the money that we've already collected. So we're about to build the Water Lane Reserve, which I know is exciting news for residents out of Box Hill.
What is the financial situation and the status of the council as of today?
So the Hillshire Council is in a very strong financial position.
12 years of Liberal at state and 9 years in federal. Wasn't enough done at that time?
But we are in a strong financial position and should be well into the future. So hopefully that means that we'll be able to continue to deliver the services that we're delivering to our residents for a long time to come.
voiceaajkal, our medium, your message.
Good day everyone, my name is Navneet Anand from voiceaajkal, our medium, your message. But today's message I have got it from the Mayor of the Hills Council, Mayor Michelle Byrne. Michelle, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Lovely to have you back here within a year.
It's great to be back. A year's gone very quick.
Absolutely,
It's flown by.
absolutely. Fight for the fairer hills. What exactly?
So we've started a campaign that we've been running since May this year called Fight for a Fairer Hills Future. And what we are doing is advocating to the New South Wales government for more infrastructure to meet the growth that's happening in the hills. So we know that 140,000 extra people will call the hills home by 2041. And that's a fantastic problem to have. It's great that people are coming to the hills. We want them to come here. But we need the infrastructure to support them as well as the current population that we've got here. So we need our roads upgraded. We need more schools. We need more playing fields and open space and reserves and all that sort of infrastructure that a community needs. And at the moment, our roads are already clogged. Overcrowded schools is a new norm, and we just don't have enough playing fields to go around either. So we're really working very hard to send a message to government. We accept that we've got a role to play in delivering housing. We're doing that. We're delivering the lion's share along with Blacktown. But now we need government's help to get the infrastructure that we so desperately need in this community.
Normally we say is more the merrier. So a lot of people who are coming and calling hills as a home gives us a positive future as well. That yes, this is the place to live where people feel comfortable, where people feel happy, and they would be delighted to call hills as their home. What is the major issue according to you?
The major issue in the hills at the moment would be the infrastructure. So everyone's sick and tired of sitting in their cars in traffic. No one enjoys that. No one enjoys not having, proper school buildings and all those sorts of things. No one enjoys having to turn kids away from playing sport, which is what we're seeing. Our fields are at capacity. Our basketball courts are at capacity. The Hills Hornets, which runs the basketball here in the hills, they've got 1,000 people on their waiting list. So these sorts of issues are probably the biggest issues that face our residents at the moment, along with all the development that's happening as well. So having to live in construction zones as well isn't pleasant. That's creating its own dramas too, in terms of parking for residents and things like that. So for me and for the residents of the hills, the biggest issues is the infrastructure and the delivery of that infrastructure, which can't happen quick enough. And local government can't do these things alone. Local government really needs the assistance of state and federal government to assist with the delivery and the funding of that infrastructure as well. So those are the critical issues right now here in the hills.
As you say, the fight for fairer hills. You started a petition. How many numbers have you got so far?
We've started a petition. At the moment, we've got 16,800 people who have signed our petition, which is fantastic.
What's your expectation?
We've got to reach at least 20,000 signatures. And if we reach 20,000 signatures, our petition will be tabled and debated on the floor of the New South Wales Parliament. So that's where we're trying to get our petition, so that everybody knows that there's a lot of groundswell of support. People in northwest Sydney who want more infrastructure, who want a fairer share of infrastructure. We're not asking for gold-plated gutters or anything ridiculous like that. We're just asking for the basic infrastructure that our community needs.
One is, yes, there's a problem with the infrastructure. I can definitely see that. The studio being in the hills in Bella Vista itself, Lexington Drive gets clogged mornings and evenings, or rather during the day as well at times. It is difficult to get out of this set of lights for 3 to 4 times we have to wait. Having a problem is one. Asking for problem to be resolved by the state government is two. But do we have a solutions? How can we solve it? Or what do we exactly need from the state government?
We actually need the funding. So
Okay.
a lot of the roads are not
So you have the
council
infrastructure
roads.
plans done
We've got
otherwise.
some plans for our own local roads, but not all roads belong to council. So the major arterial roads, like Windsor Road or Windsor Road, Norwest Boulevard, are state government roads.
Okay.
So we need them to do the planning and we need them to help with the funding to get those roads upgraded. And we've already had some success with our campaign, I must say.
Mm-hmm.
The state and federal government pledged $220 million each towards the upgrade of Windsor Road at Kellyville, which is a great win. So we know that the government is listening, and I think the government does understand. But again, it's getting the planning and it's getting the funding to be able to do this. And unless we get this right and we get this infrastructure in now, it's just going to get worse out there. So you think Lexington's bad now? Wait until you've got 11,300 units between Bella Vista and Kellyville metro stations. Once that goes in, no one's moving anywhere. So we really got to get this infrastructure
we'll be just walking home.
You may as well walk home.
Box Hill has come up very, very fast. It has come out as a beautiful suburb otherwise, but it does get clogged from time to time. What are the plans that you have in mind?
So Box Hill is part of our campaign.
Okay.
So Box Hill at the moment is growing very quickly. It's growing faster than anyone ever predicted. And every time I go out there, there's new houses and I think, wow, that's gone up quick.
Beautiful houses otherwise.
Absolutely. And it's going to be a fantastic suburb in the future. It's going to be a great place to live. At the moment, it's got its challenges because of the infrastructure. So council collects money from developers, contribution plan, and the government has put a cap on how much we can collect per lot from the developer. And the government has undervalued the land that we need to acquire and the cost of delivering the infrastructure. So we collect this much. The government's put a cap on it. And in their wisdom, they thought that would make housing cheaper for people. But what's happened is we collect this much. True cost of acquiring the land and delivering the infrastructure is up here. So we've got this massive gap. So the government said to us initially, we will cap contributions and then we will give you what's called gap funding. So
okay,
you've got that
now
difference.
I understand, yes.
But that hasn't happened. So all of a sudden out in Box Hill, we're collecting contributions is not enough to deliver the infrastructure. And that's part of our campaign. So unless the government helps us with that funding, that gap funding, we have no way of delivering at the moment $209 million worth of infrastructure out in Box Hill. So that's things like roads, drainage, sporting fields, parks, playgrounds, bridges, cycleways, all that sort of basic infrastructure. We have no way of delivering at this point in time. Government response has been, we'll go and increase your rates. Well, that's not fair. So if we were to do that, we'd have to increase our rates by 450%, which would mean that residents who are probably paying about $1,100 now in rates would be paying close to $6,000. We're not going to do that because we're in a cost of living crisis. It's not fair on families who are mortgaged up to their eyeballs, many of them, to be able to ask them to pick up the tab for what is a government responsibility is not right. So we're refusing to do that. We won't lift our rates, but we are advocating to government, please come and help us deliver the infrastructure that the Box Hill residents need, and let's make sure that's a really great suburb to live in going forward. So it's difficult for the residents out in Box Hill at the moment. I feel their pain, and with Old Windsor Road and then Windsor Road being clogged already, they're not moving anywhere either. Access to the metro is not there, the lack of public transport to the metro. So Box Hill is in a world of pain, but we are applying for funding everywhere we get a chance to, and we also are doing projects that we can do with the money that we've already collected. So we're about to build the Water Lane Reserve, which I know is exciting news for residents out in Box Hill. We're working hard to try and acquire the land as well. It's difficult when you've got a person that owns the land that we need to build a park or a reserve and they don't want to sell. So we're going down the process of compulsory acquisition to try and get this land as quickly as possible because we recognise that the people in Box Hill, they need their infrastructure. They should have their infrastructure and we want to deliver it as quickly as possible. So we're going to need government help to do that though.
Look, I fully agree with you, the pain that you have for the Hills Council residents. But just one question that comes to my mind. 12 years of Liberal at state and 9 years in federal. Wasn't enough done at that time?
Well, I think the reason we're in the position that we are now is because of decisions of successive state governments. I don't think it's fair to blame the Labor or the Liberals and say it's all your fault. It's not. It's been a pattern of decisions that have been made by government that's got us to this point. During the 12 years that the Liberals were in, they did a lot in terms of delivering new schools in the hills. North Kellyville Public, Bella Vista Public, they upgraded a number of the schools as well to cope. Was enough done? Well, they were building a metro. They did deliver a metro as well, which sometimes we forget about. It's been a critical piece of infrastructure that was delivered during that time. Was there more to do? Yeah, absolutely. But I think what we're seeing now is you've got the current government who are increasing our housing targets. So we've now got the highest housing target in New South Wales. We've got the TOD, the Transport Oriented Development Precinct, between Bella Vista and Kellyville metro stations. We've got Box Hill. We've also got the low mid-rise housing code, which will see an increase of Baulkham Hills and Castle Hill town centres as well. So these have been decisions of the current government that's then increased the number of dwellings on top of what the Liberals had planned. It's increased it again, but without that increase in infrastructure. So this is a problem when you get decisions of successive governments that build upon each other. Same with the federal government. So every time the federal government increases its immigration rate, things like that, impacts on state that then comes down to local government. But I think at the end of the day, for residents, it's very easy to point a finger and say it's your fault, government, or it's that government's fault, or it's blue team's fault, or the red team's fault. The average resident out there is not interested in whose fault it is. They're just interested in knowing what is the current government going to do to fix it? Who is going to fix it?
What is the financial situation and the status of the council as of today?
So the Hillshire Council is in a very strong financial position.
Mm-hmm.
We've made a lot of very tough decisions over the years. We don't have any debt, which is fantastic. We don't have any of that. We also live within our means. So if we can't afford to build a piece of infrastructure, or we can't afford to deliver a service and keep it in check, then we don't do it. We don't borrow money as well, because we don't want to set up future communities for failure either and have to pay debt from councils that have created it before their time as well. So we do live within our means. That means at times we have to say no to residents. I would love to give the residents of the hills everything that they want and everything that they deserve. But like your house balance, you have to balance your costs and your bills and all those sorts of things. So it's the same thing with council, just on a bigger scale. But we are in a strong financial position and should be well into the future. So hopefully that means that we'll be able to continue to deliver the services that we're delivering to our residents for a long time to come.
Which are the three major big projects that you can think of in your town?
This term, we're about to start the Water Lane Reserve, which will be a massive project. That's 4 sporting fields out there in Box Hill. We've just done Stringer Road. Will be some new fields at Fred Caterson as well. Horse World is another big project for us. That'll be an indoor centre as well. And then we've got a lot of road upgrades to come. So probably one of your favourite roads, Annan Grove Road. We're working on getting that expanded as well. So we've got money, and it's going to be a very big project, an important one, that will upgrade Annan Grove Road 2 lanes between Windsor Road and Withers Road, which is waiting for some final approvals. So those sorts of road projects.
And I love this Memorial Road now, after this has been upgraded.
Yes, it's much better now, isn't it? So
and the new shopping centre at Kellywood Grove is fantastic.
Yeah. And the hills keeps getting better and better, and it's still a great place to live. And I've lived here my whole life, and I've seen a lot of changes during that time. But I still want to live here. It's still a great community. It's got a great sense of engagement. The community spirit is high. It's a community that really gels well together, wants to help each other, wants to support each other. And it's a vibrant place, and every day it just gets better and better. Do we have our challenges? Yeah, we do. Absolutely. But it's still a great place to live. And it's still, in my mind, the greatest place on earth.
I would agree with that.
I
would agree with
biased.
that. Hills is the most multicultural in New South Wales as on today. The inclusion of communities in the council activities. What's your view on that?
So we are very multicultural, and we're now a very vibrant community, and we have many different cultures here. We have people from over 100 different countries around the globe that have come here and chosen to live in the hills. Over 100 different languages are spoken here, and this is fantastic. This is great to see such a vibrant and inclusive community, and I think that's one of the things that we work hard on at council, is being inclusive and ensuring that everyone feels that they've got a place to belong and things to do. And so we are doing our best, particularly through our grants program, to support our multicultural community and to run events, Diwali and NAIDOC Week, Lunar New Year with our Chinese community. So we're trying to run more and more cultural events that bring us all together so we can celebrate the different cultures and learn about the cultures. And I love learning about different cultures, and I love learning about why people come here. And I love the fact that now when you walk through the hills, you have restaurants from all around the world. You have Indian, you have Italian, you can have Thai, you have Chinese. It's all here. Afghanistan, it's all here for our enjoyment. So I think the hills is actually a better place because of its multiculturalism. And it's just working together to ensure that all cultures feel that they belong and they have a place.
Well, talking about the Diwali, I think to just give an example, Cumberland Council does a wonderful Diwali event and a Holi event. Hills probably need that bigger event of Holi and Diwali.
We're definitely working towards that.
Mm-hmm.
And we're trying to work with the cultural groups to help us with that, because obviously we're not necessarily experts in these cultural events. We're actually doing more and more in that space and helping community groups and partnering with them, giving them funding to help them do that. And then I attend as many as I can get to because I actually love Diwali. It's so much fun. I love Holi too. So we're doing more and more of that. But I think you're right. I think in the future you'll see us do more of those larger scale events where the budget allows, because at the end of the day it all comes back to what funding you've got to be able to do these things. So, we've really focused on the New Year. You'll see it bigger and better next year. We are working with those Chinese groups as well. And I think we have to turn our minds to doing that with other groups as well.
We at voiceaajkal and Fijitimesaustralia would be happy to be the media partner of any of the events which are the community and multicultural community event to be held here in the hills.
No, thank you.
What's your favorite Indian food?
Oh, butter chicken. I love butter chicken. I can't get enough butter chicken.
Before I wrap up, what would be your message to the hills resident? What would be your message to the state government, federal government, and people within your own party?
I think for the hills residents, my message is that we do care about you and we do want to give you everything that you deserve, and we do want to get the future of the hills right, and then we do genuinely want to look after our community and fight for it. And I would also encourage all the residents to sign our petition as well, because every single show we gets us a step closer to getting the infrastructure we need to ensure that the hills' future remains bright. My message to state and federal government is we need your help. Please help us deliver the infrastructure and help us with the funding to be able to ensure that this part of the world remains the awesome place that it is. We're happy to do our part in terms of delivering housing, but we need government's help as well. So please help us out.
Looking forward to the best possible results for the hills. I am proud Australian of the Indian heritage, calling Australia as home, to be more specifically calling hills to be my home. Thank you so much, Michelle Byrne, Mayor for the Hills Council.
Thank you.
Plan for the state elections? Any plans for you?
Who knows? I actually love being mayor, and I love being able to work with the community every single day. And local government is such a special level of government. It's often overlooked and not seen as important as state and federal government, but you can do a lot to serve community through the role of local government, through the role of mayor, which is what I love doing. And, every morning I get out of bed and think, what can I do to make a difference in the lives of residents, not just our current residents, but our future generations of residents as well. So I'm always thinking about that. Decisions we make today is going to impact the future. What do I want the future to look like for our residents? So every day is a good day.
Keep up the good work, and
Thank
one
you.
day we would be looking forward to see you there in the state federal
never
parliament as well. You never know. On this note, I just want to say thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
My name is Navneet Anand, signing off for voiceaajkal, our medium, your message. Bye for now.
Fiji Times. Be with the times.